Hello, students. I hope with the blessings of the Almighty you all are good. Today we will be discussing the topic Hindu Undivided Family of Chapter 2. Okay, so we'll be discussing about its characteristics, merits, demerits, okay, and what are its types. So let's proceed. To form a Hindu undivided family, there should be at least two conditions. The very first is that minimum two male members are required, okay, and they must be from the same family. And the second is they should have some ancestral property, means they should have some assets or property which belong to their forefathers. Okay, so these are the conditions to form a Hindu undivided family business. Okay. The two systems which are used in this kind of business are, the very first is Dayabhaga system and the second is Mitakshara system. Dayabhaga system used to prevail in only one state in the entire nation, that is in West Bengal, okay, which allowed both male and female members of the family to be the Kopasenas. Kopasenas means the other members of the family who are joined with business other than the Karta. Karta is called the main head of the family and the business both. So in this system Dayabhaga, which was prevailing in Bengal, okay, all male and female members can be the member. And a son gets right in the ancestral property only after the death of his father. Okay, that was the rule. Whereas in the Mitakshara system, this is the second system which was prevailed in entire country other than except West Bengal, because West Bengal was having the Dayabhaga system. Okay, in the Mitakshara system, it allows only male members to become the Kopasenas in the business. Okay, not the female members. The basic difference is this only, that in West Bengal, female members were also the member of the Hindu family business, and in Mitakshara only male. Okay. Let's go to the characteristics, features. Okay, the very first is formation. Formation, as we already just discussed, okay, that there should be at least two members in the family, two male members in the family, and some kind of ancestral property should be inherited by them. Okay, though the business does not require any agreement as the membership is given by birth. Yes, if any baby is born in this family, by default, by automatically they become the member of the joint Hindu family business. Next is liability. All the members, that is we call them Koparsenas, they are having limited liability, but except the Karta. Okay, the Karta is having unlimited liability, so he shares total risk. Okay, it means that he may have to sell his personal property to cover up the every business expenses, okay, if the business is unable to do so, but other members are having limited liability. The next is control. Okay, the entire control of the family business lies with the Karta. Karta, as I said, he is the head of the family. Okay, every decisions, okay, is taken by him. He may discuss the decision, take the suggestion of the other members, but the final decision is only up to his. Okay, his decisions are binding all the other members. Let's talk about continuity. This is a good part because it is a continuous business. The business continues even after the death of the Karta, as the next eldest member takes upon the position of Karta. Okay, and so the business remains continuous stable. The business can, however, be terminated with the mutual consent of the members. Yes, if all the Kopasenas are willing to do that, then it can be closed. But other than that, if any Karta dies, then it may be continued still. Okay, the next eldest member becomes the Karta by default. Next is minor members. As I said earlier that there is no requirement of any membership or registration for a new member of the family. Okay, once the baby is born in that family, okay, he or she becomes the member. So minors are also the member. The inclusion of an individual into the business occurs due to birth in a HUF. Hence, minors can also be the members of the business. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the merits of Hindu undivided family business. Merits, they are the advantages. The very first is effective control. Okay, the Karta has the full control over the business activity and no one can interfere in the decision taken by him. Okay, each and every member of that family are bound to accept the decision. Okay, they are free to give suggestions, but finally it is up to the Karta that what decision may be taken. Hence, it avoids clashes among the members and result in a very good speedy decision making. Second is continued business existence. Even after the death of Karta, the next eldest member take up the position, so business do not get affected with the sudden death of the Karta. Okay, all the activities are done smoothly, continuously without any threat even after the death of the Karta. Limited liability of the members. Okay, the only demerit is that what I said, Karta is having the unlimited liability. The remaining, because they are having limited liability, so it is a merit. Okay, it means that if there is any kind of business expense which is unable to pay by the business, then the members do not have to sell their personal property, personal asset. Okay, but a Karta may have to do that. So expanded loyalty and cooperation. All the business operations are carried on by the members of the family jointly. So it increases the loyalty and cooperation because they all are family members and grow together. Okay, therefore all the targets of the business can be achieved by the cooperation among the members and the Karta. Now we will discuss the demerits of the business. The very first is limited resource. Yes, they have to totally depend on the ancestral property. Okay, because due to their limited liability, so it results in limited expansion and growth of the business. Let me say that even the banks, they also do not pay loan, they also do not give loan very easily. Okay, if the joint family business is in having a little trouble, financial trouble. Unlimited liability of Karta, already discussed. Okay, though the other members are having limited liability, but Karta is having the unlimited liability. That is a very big disadvantage. Okay, if any business debt increase which is unable to pay within the business finance, then the Karta may have to sell his personal asset. And the next is dominance of Karta. Okay, the Karta takes all the decision individually and manages the business. He also involves other members in decision making, but they are not bound to accept the decision of the members, which may create conflict between the Karta and the other members. Okay, but yeah, it can be a merit if the Karta is very understanding and having a good management decision making. Thank you. So this is all about Hindu undivided family today. Okay, I will be again back with a new topic. Take care. Thank you, all of you.